are not there, they are not likely to put in their money. So these are areas that we should focus on to make PPP a more acceptable concept in the implementation of infrastructure projects generally, not necessarily, not only roads. Senator from Edo North, Abuja-Lokoja Highway and policy on completion of roads. Distinguished Senator, for me as a professional, the biggest calamity for me is to have an uncompleted project. And if by any chance I have the opportunity to administer that section, that part of the administration, one of my first priorities would be to look at this uncompleted project, to reprioritize them, to see the ones that are viable, and the ones that should be completed. The ones that can wait should wait, because once a project has started anyway, it must be finished at some time. But we can do some sort of prioritization depending on the amount of money that we have. Senator from Abia Central, building collapses. Distinguished Senator, I've been a member of the Governing Council of Council for the Regulation of Engineering before, and this matter has been there. Two things, I think, are two or three things. First of all, the public itself, the Nigerian public must be ready to embrace professionals. If you don't allow professionals to do your work, you give it to quacks, you are going to run into a problem. There are consultants all over, there are consulting architects, there are consulting engineers, electrical, mechanical. Allow them to do the work. People are shying away from the professional fee that they will pay. But at the end of the day, it is better for you to pay that professional fee and sleep well under your roof than to have a collapsed slab on your head. That is one. Number two, I have realized that especially in many states of Nigeria, the people responsible, the agencies responsible for giving building permits themselves, you find that a lot of them are not well equipped. I know of a particular state that for years they didn't have a structural engineer. So I wondered how they were approving building plans. And of course, buildings were collapsing. So the state agencies, the developing agencies in the states, and this applies to states, I guess, should understand the importance of building planning approvals and building control or development control, as they say, so that they put the right people there to do the work for them. Otherwise, we are not going to. This thing will not end. Thirdly, like I said, we have a lot of quacks. I think under the regulatory agencies like Koren, we even went to the extent of getting a tribunal. The Chief Justice of the Federation appointed a tribunal for trying cases where people were practicing without their license, without any license. I think this should be strengthened, and examples should be set on people, and the right punishment should be meted. Unless we enforce this, we monitor and enforce again, we're going to run into a problem. So these are the kind of areas I think we can concentrate on and get to sort out that problem. Affordable position about how to build our roads, rather than looking at the whole life cycle cost and making adequate preparations for the funds to do it. If you look at the roads that are being produced within Abuja FCT, for instance, if you look at the thickness of the pavement and compare with the thickness of the pavement from Kaduna to Abuja, you find that, you know, the ones on the highways are really on the low side. And then because of lack of time to plan properly, a whole stretch of road, 200 kilometers, you do not expect the soil conditions to be the same, for instance. I'm going a little bit technical now. So you need time to plan so that you do the necessary investigation and you design different segments commensurate with the soil situation or the ground situation there. But in this case, because of cost considerations of others, we take a blanket thickness from Kaduna to Abuja, without taking consideration that this place has high water table or low water table, or this soil is weak, and so on and so forth. So again, it comes back to planning and the need to provide the resources to do the right thing. Fast-track projects are good sometimes, but things like this, national infrastructure that are supposed to last years, I think a lot of planning needs to go into them, and a lot of investment needs to go into them. We should not end up being penny wise, pound foolish on that. FCDA distortion of master plans. Distinguished Senators, I agree with you. I recently went into Carmo to visit, I think, Lugbe, to visit a friend, and I was really, really surprised at the glamour that I just left in Gariki, Metama, and what I found there. And I think, honestly, the focus of FCDA now should be on these satellite towns so that they can be habitable, and people can have also a sense of belonging and good quality of life. And whoever might be the minister, I think he should really have a look at that aspect, because honestly, it just doesn't make sense that we have these slums around, because what we're having now is we're having favelas, just like we have in Rio de Janeiro, around posh areas. And there are security considerations, there is an issue of inclusiveness and stuff like that. So I think the administration should strengthen satellite development agency and inject money into these satellite towns so that they can really be habitable and, be part of the capital. It just doesn't make sense. It's an eyesore on the capital, I must say. Thank you very much.
Senator Matthew.
Thank you, Mr. President. I thank you very much. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, I'm Senator Matthew Rogide from Edo South. First, let me lend my voice in congratulating the nominee for being nominated by Mr. President. In reply to an earlier question, you had mentioned something concerning the construction of our roads and, of course, the nature of our roads. Looking at your CV, it is replete with your activities in FEMA and, of course, road construction. That, of course, is the area of grave interest to me and to, of course, other Nigerians. You have answered part of it. Let us now come to the aspect of funding road construction in Nigeria. We are aware that over the years, the budget for the Ministry of Works for road construction has been very small compared to the huge construction road works that we have to embark on. Indeed, we need trillions for us to meet some level of sufficiency in the provision of roads in Nigeria. If we have to continue the way we have been, then of course the construction, all SSI as a minister, how do you intend to raise sufficient funds to meet with
having slight audio problems from inside the chamber there, so it's difficult to hear the lawmaker, but it appears they have rectified the problem, and let's listen on and follow the screen.
In the PPP policy. Now, what is your take on this? Are you going to help in bringing up policy that will go in line with this agitation if you eventually find yourself as a Minister of Works? Thank you, Mr. President.
Senator Francis Alimekina.
Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, my name is Senator Francis Alimekina, representing the good people of Edo North. Mr. Nominee, I've gone through your CV and you could be the Minister of Works. I'm still coming back to the road issue. My question to you is it's only one question. If I made the Minister of Works, for the past almost 10 years now, the road from Abuja to Lokoja, Okene to Benin has been on for the past 10 years, not completed. What will be your policy statement you made to the President to see that the completion of this road? Thank you.
Senator Oji.
Thank you very much, Mr. President and my colleagues. My name is Theo Oji Ochendo.
Order.
I represent Abia Central. Engineer, going through your CV, we see that you have a lot of experience in water. You have a lot of experience also in road construction and building. My colleagues have asked questions on road and water. I want to go over to building. Every day we hear of buildings collapsing. Those that are under construction are even those that have people in them. And after that, nothing happens. People go there and inspect, and we don't see any result. From your CV, if our prediction may be correct, because you may be sent to a ministry that will be responsible for these. If you are sent there, what will be your policy in terms of collapsing buildings, so as to forestall it, that it will not happen again, so that our people will not be dying when they are in buildings that are collapsing? That is all. Thank you very much.
Senator Tejosho.
Thank you, Mr. President, distinguished colleagues. My name is distinguished Senator Dr. Lanre Tejosho, representing Ogun Central, Ogun State. My question borders on the background.
Senator Oji, please put up your microphone.
Yes. With the background of our ministerial nominee as an engineer, and also with your experience in water projects, I want you to address.
Rowan. Go.
These nominees don't know the hierarchy of power.